Hello, underachievers.
Oh my god, why am I shirtless? Where are my clothes? Sorry about that.
I have a really fun and really cool and really quick thing to say before the video starts. So, I'm going on tour in the UK and in Ireland in October, and the tickets are on sale on Wednesday at 10 a.m. So, if you want to come see me play a show, you want to get some VIP tickets, you can do that then. Some of these shows are kind of intimate, so if you want to make sure that you can get a ticket, make sure to get them on Wednesday.
On to the video!
Are you gay? Just a little bit. You're a little bit gay. Well, me too. That's kind of why we're here, I guess. Is that why you're here? You may have noticed there's been a little bit of a rise in anti-LGBT rhetoric. Maybe in your country, maybe not just your country, maybe the whole world. Yeah, probably the whole world. And I don't know about you, but when I see transphobic stuff, or homophobic stuff, or lesbophobic, or non-binary phobic stuff, is there another one? LGBT. When I see phobic stuff like that in the media, in the news, I get real upset. The most annoying part for me is the fact that nobody is arguing against it. You just see this anti-gay stuff, and then nobody's being like, hey, that's a little weird, that thing you said right there. Well, that's why I'm here. Hello, I'm here now.
You guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
I completely understand if you don't want to see that homophobic, transphobic stuff on your YouTube. That's fine. You don't need to watch this one. All I'm saying is that it's quite fun to laugh at these dumb We could consider this educational content by people saying dumb things and us saying, haha, no. But yeah, you know what this video is about. We're getting on to Lgbt-Phobic Tik Toks. Before we do that though, I would just like to say that there are more people that watch my videos that aren't subscribed than there are people that watch my videos and are subscribed. And I would just say that I'd like to get to 1 million subscribers, because for me, that would benefit me because I'd get a nice little plaque. And also it will benefit you because then you would be 1 in a million. 1 in a million! Isn't that way more exciting than being 1 in 800,000 or something? You could be way more special. So let's just get on to it. The first TikTok we have today is this one, and I need to stop doing that. It's not uncommon for these TikToks to be made by Christians. I'm sorry if you're Christian and you're not homophobic. No, I'm not. I'm thankful. I'm sure this does not represent you. Anyway, just a reminder that the rainbow doesn't represent Pride Month. It represents the promise God made with Noah after the flood. Wrong, wrong. Well, not entirely wrong, I guess. That's what it says in the Bible. I don't remember having that conversation with God. I don't recall that. I have no memory of that. So like maybe I'm just silly. Maybe I'm just a silly little guy that just doesn't remember his conversations with God. This may be a new thing for you, but did you know that things can represent more than one thing at a time? The color red can represent danger. It can represent anger. It can represent love. It can be all those three things at once. I think the rainbow could do that too. I love when Christians try to gatekeep light. Light? Is a rainbow light? I know nothing about science, and I don't want to spread misinformation, so I will call my local science guy. Is a rainbow light?
No, it's actually quite heavy.
Goodbye. I guess we'll never know. I don't want to take this guy on TikTok word for word, so I thought I would just Google it because I feel like I could learn more from Google than I could from the Bible. What does the rainbow represent? A rainbow is often a sign of hope, the beauty after the storm, a pot of gold, and good fortune at the rainbow's end. For many, a rainbow carries a personal symbolic meaning representing inclusivity and diversity, an all-embracing image of love and friendship. It doesn't say anything there about me or about the Bible Noah, so we'll move on. Next up, we have a groundbreaking leader in the philosophical community.
How can you say that you feel like a woman when you don't know what that feels like?
How can you say you feel like a woman when you don't know what that feels like? I can't imagine somebody doing that. She's talking about trans people, of course. I personally can't understand somebody saying they feel like a woman if they don't understand it. So I would say that if somebody says that they feel like a woman, they probably feel like a woman. Hope that helps.
Why is gender everything but also nothing?
Why is gender everything and also nothing? I don't know what she means by this. If your gender is nothing, then you may be agender, so you should get in touch with the agender community if you have any more questions.
And if gender and sex are completely different, then how is a sex change gender reaffirming surgery?
She's like, got ya! Got ya, trans community, got ya! Let me explain, just make it real simple. Trans people tend to have gender dysphoria, and we could also just call that sex dysphoria. A lot of gender dysphoria is to do with the biological sex of the person, the sex characteristics that they have. If somebody is uncomfortable with their gender, it's very likely that they're also uncomfortable with their sex. The goal of gender-affirming surgery is to match up your sex with your gender. Hope that helps.
And why are the gay community and the trans community all in one?
What do you mean? Because the gays and the transes are the weirdos and the freaks, according to, I guess, people like you. Let's create a scenario. A playground scenario. If there's a group of 3 kids on the playground and one of the 3 kids isn't very nice to the other 2 kids, those 2 kids are probably quite likely to look at each other and be like, hey, like, we're going through the same thing. We should figure something out together. We should band together and try and not be treated like gays and transes both experience oppression from homophobes and transphobes. Hope that helps. Next up, we have man on a podcast. We should start taking away their microphones, I think.
LGBT, they know that there's 2 genders. What does the B stand for in LGBT?
Bisexual.
What is bisexual? That's a binary. 2.
Yeah.
And then the T, the one after, is saying, well, there's all these others. It doesn't make any sense.
Why do people try to be dumb? Is that not what that is? I am clearly no match to this man's smarts. I just have to Google this. So, Google defines bisexual as a person who is sexually or romantically attracted to both men and women, or to more than one sex or gender. So, more than one sex or gender, that could be 3, that could be 4, and don't call me crazy, that could be 5. I actually have a video going into more detail about the definition of bisexual and pansexual coming out soon, so watch out for that. But yeah, I can't believe this man thinks he entirely debunked trans people by saying that bi means 2. What about trisexual? What about that? What about pansexual? What about omnisexual? I just owned a man on a podcast, and I don't even have a really annoying co-host to help me out. Next one is about gender reveals. We love gender reveals. The existence of pink and blue means there is only 2 genders. This guy is the same kind of stupid as the other one. Pink and blue means 1 and 2, means girl and boy. There are other colors. I can see one right here. We should tell him all about it. Man discovers rainbow. I think what he's missing here is that gender reveals aren't actually gender reveals. They're biological sex reveals. But that doesn't sound as snappy, does it? Also, I could literally put anything in a balloon. I could put yellow in a balloon and be like, gender reveal, my child is non-binary. My bad. I can't lie, it's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. Just watching guys go up to random people on the street and just interviewing them. It's quite fun.
Do you support trans rights?
Do I support it?
Yeah.
Why would I want to support one over another?
Are people really stupid? Like, are people just in general really stupid, or are they purposely trying to be stupid? Saying gay rights does not mean straight people. Saying Black Lives Matter does not mean everybody else who's not black. This guy probably also thinks that if you're a feminist, you just hate men. He'd be like, feminism? Why not peopleism? Why not meism? Why not me? Why not me?
Well, because trans rights matter.
Oh yeah, and so does homophobia.
Homophobia matters. You heard it here first. What does he mean? Where are my rights as a homophobe? Maybe he is an ally, just a confused one. He's like, yeah, homophobia does matter, and it's bad. We should not do that. Do you think that's what he meant? Yes or no? I'm sure you've seen this kind of thing before, but I'm here to reinforce the fact that these people exist. Welcome to America, where gay pride gets a whole month and veterans that died for us only gets a day. It's just some guy with a really nice sunset. Thank you, God, for the sunset. But could we actually just use our buddy Google? Because that kind of sucks, right? Like, why are we celebrating gay pride and trans pride and lesbian pride and non-binary pride and bisexual pride and pansexual pride and omnisexual pride and all the pride? Why do we get that kind of pride, but we have no pride for people that go to different countries and shoot others? Yeah, look, that's not, that was a joke in poor taste. But that's not fair, right? They put their life on the line and there's no pride for them. Oh, there is. Oh, there is. There's an entire month. November is National Veterans and Military Families Month. It's a shame, though. It's a really good point. It is getting darker.
Does God hate gay people?
No.
Do gay people go to hell?
Yes.
People will go straight and be like, oh, so you hate gay people?
Do you?
You know everybody deserves to go to hell because we're all sinners?
That is a religion of love. That is a positive influence. I know if you're a Christian right now, I know you're not all like that. I know that's not what your God thinks, really. Legitimately. If everyone deserves to go to hell, then we may as well do sodomy. Right? We should lie and cheat. Gonna end up in the same place anyway.
You see, the Bible says that homosexuality in itself is a sin.
We know that's not true. There's so many mistranslations of the Bible, and the one about homosexuality is mostly about man lying with boys, as in don't be a nonce. Anyway, moving on.
Now, nowhere in the Bible does it just say that God hates people that do that. He hates the sin. He hates the action. He hates the deed, but not the person.
Yeah, I don't hate you. You're just annoying. I don't hate you yourself. I hate the annoying things you do. And that you're annoying, and when you do things that they're annoying and they annoy me, and you do that yourself, but it's not you that I hate, it's just the things and the words that you say. I don't hate you, though.
People who deal with homosexuality are actually dealing with the demon.
I would just love to fact check that before we move on. Hey Alexa, do gay people have demons? Alexa, do gay people have demons? Hey Alexa, can I ask you a question? Do gay...
What new stuff I know.
I'm just gonna have to go the old-fashioned route. Google says no, sorry.
You see what happened to Mr. Beast's friend, Chris? He has a demon. A baby is not born thinking that it wants to date the same gender, thinking that it's gay, non-binary.
Babies don't think Babies think, I want tit, I want milk, I want fart, change my diaper.
There's probably something generational in the family too.
Generational. Something generational in the family. Generational gay. Yeah, I actually got the gay part of me from my dad's side.
So I bind every spirit of homosexuality for the person across the screen. Whatever you're doing to confuse this person, I ask you to reveal yourself and leave them in Jesus' name.
I honestly didn't watch that entire TikTok before right now. I watched like the first 10 seconds. Okay! Mr. Beast's friend, by the way, came out as a trans woman. That's what this guy was talking about. And also, like, yeah, like, babies are not born thinking I'm gay, I'm demisexual, I'm non-binary, my pronouns are she, they. But they're also not born thinking, oh god, I really love chicken nuggies. Does that mean that when they're older and they really love chicken nuggies that it's not natural? That was the chicken nuggie demons? That was so much. That was so much. Next up, we have a TikTok of a man in conversation with himself.
Why are you so transphobic and homophobic? I'm not. Mark my words, there's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to the alphabet mafia.
Yeah, so look, I know how words can be confusing and all, and I understand that being phobic of something is generally meaning that you're scared of something, but I would say hydrophobia. There are some things that are real-life materials that are hydrophobic, which means that they repel water. That doesn't mean they're scared of it. Are you gonna have a problem with that as well? Nobody's out here saying that you're scared of the alphabet mafia, alright?
Then why are you on the offensive? Because I won't be pushed around. I won't be told what I can and cannot say.
Oh, wow. Love a man who knows what he wants. He's so alpha, so dominant.
Can't you just leave the trans community alone? There's no obsession. I'm entitled to say what I believe. The difference is, I don't inflict my beliefs on anyone else.
Hey Noah, why are you so obsessed with doing this? Why are you so obsessed with doing this? Oh, it's not an obsession. I'm allowed to say what I want and do what I want. There is no obsession. I will never answer your question correctly.
See, I know the big secret. I know that calling me phobic names is just a shaming tactic that's trying to silence me.
Yeah, shut the up. I beg.
Guess you're not going to shut up then? No, because the one thing I really can't stand is when people tell me to think and behave in a certain way. I don't like it when teachers do it. I don't like it when parents do it. So I don't like it when radical ideologues do it.
I think you should exercise road safety. I think you should wear your seatbelt. Wear a helmet when you ride bikes. Live a life of fulfillment and happiness. Do you think he's just gonna do the opposite of what I tell him to do? This is so, like, dad friend. And what I mean by that is, like, do you have a dad who has friends who are, like, just a little bit bigoted, maybe a lot of bit bigoted, and their whole thing is that they refuse to do anything that anybody ever tells them to do because they have freedom and because they're not sheep? He is so dad friend. Next up, we have a Karen. I wish my mother was not called Karen.
No, is lesbianism okay?
It is. Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Why isn't it?
Because you touch children, you children.
I do not touch children.
Yes, because you're all evil.
Oh.
She's doing this in a Starbucks. She must know that gays love Starbucks. You go to a Starbucks, there's gonna be a gay person there. And if there isn't, you are the gay person. You think you're not gay? You are. You're gay. But yeah, being a lesbian doesn't make you a child abuser. There's no through line with that. I would love to know why she just went into a Starbucks and thought, today is the day where I display my hatred for lesbians. And then afterwards, I'll get caffeinated with my gal pals.
Oh, I'll record you all day. Oh, sweetheart.
It's actually not against the law, and I love it when people say that. They're like, it's against the law for you to film me. No, it's not. You're in public. You're in a Starbucks, lady.
Do you know who I work for? Do you know who I am?
No, nobody knows who you are. Okay, great.
Do you know who I work for? Do you know who I am? No? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Guys, where do we think she works? Where do the Bath and Body Works? Do you think she sells Avon? Does she run PTA meetings? Is her job literally just standing outside of abortion centers and screaming at people? I think that is. The way she's asking it makes me think that she has some kind of, like, political power or something like that. I don't like that.
You should be ashamed of yourself talking to people this way.
No, sweetheart.
Oh no, sweetheart. I would love to know where she works. If anyone knows where she works, please let me know. Well, that's the end of the video. Did we learn anything or did we lose IQ points? I'm afraid to tell you the answer to that, bestie. But yeah, have a good day, Odo. See you later, losers. Goodbye. Don't be a bad person. That would be my personal advice to you.